All right, welcome back to another wonderful episode of Cuddy's Moral Compass. And we're just going to get into it right now. I wasn't even planning on recording right now. I just woke up. I ain't got my contacts in. I ain't took a shower. I ain't brushed my teeth. I ain't do nothing. But I had to get in here and I had to record because I was thinking about something. And what often happens is I'll think about shit and I'll have conversations with myself and I get some shit off, you feel me? You know, and I'll get it all off. And then by the time it comes now, I'm sitting down to record a podcast. I ain't got shit to say. You feel me? So I'm trying to get that, get it in right now. I was thinking I was thinking about everything that's going on right now with all the protests, the Black Lives Matter, uh um all that stuff. And I'm not the conspiracy theory guy, you know. I usually tend to stay away from that stuff, to be like, listen, man, that ain't, y'all crazy, y'all reaching, y'all stretching. But man, shit's starting to make sense. This shit's starting to make sense. Um I've been seeing people talking about, man, all the coronavirus was planned, and what happened to, because all this shit, just, we went from social distancing, everybody's locked up, to everybody's outside, everybody's protesting, everybody's doing all this shit. And it's like, is that a coincidence or is it planned? And listen, shit's starting to make sense. That's all I gotta say. Shit's starting to make sense. Now, with all this black pride and black unity and all these other races coming together for Black Lives Matter, for the police brutality and all that stuff, I've been noticing a certain resurgence of the dark skin versus light skin jokes. Now, if you don't know what dark skin versus light skin jokes are, I don't know, maybe you ain't black, probably. I don't know. I figured these are out there for everybody, but within the black community, we have jokes about light skins versus dark skins. I just saw someone posted on, fucking dog, shut the fuck up. I'm trying to record. I just saw someone under a Instagram comment or under an Instagram post. They was like, all these light skins mad, but they used to call us African booty scratchers. I ain't forget all that jokes and shit. And it's funny, but not right now, man. And the light skin versus dark skin jokes, they've always been there. They've always been a constant, even before social media, growing up. They've always been there. But I find it interesting that they're making a resurgence right now. And what I find even more interesting, beyond just, oh, all this black unity, let's bring some shit to break them apart with the light skin versus dark skin. What I find even more interesting, all the light skin versus dark skin posts that I have seen have been favorable to dark skins and less favorable to light skins, which usually, of course, admittedly, most of these jokes that I have seen, usually they're joking more on the light skinned. However, there's usually, you got some dark skin jokes. You got, it's usually a nice little balance, a little more for the light skins, because light skins are easier to joke on because you got the whole, all their softies and all that shit. And maybe I just notice them more because I am a lighter skin person. Um, But shit, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, no, I still don't have it. My point was that I'm noticing that it's more against light skins, and like that guy said, y'all don't be mad. Y'all been joking on us too. I've been seeing people talking about, it's just jokes. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep. But what I've also been seeing is a lot of ignorant ass social media posts about, oh, if you're mixed, you not black. If you got a white mom or a white dad, if you got a white parent, you not black. Even though your other parent's black, even though you have brown skin, even though when you walk out in the world, all anyone sees is a black person, you ain't black. All you lighter skinned people, you ain't black. Cause you don't know what it's like to be dark skinned. Uh all that stupid shit. And granted, it's there is a certain truth to it, you know. Just like there's white privilege, there is a certain amount of light skin privilege, which is it's not the best thingy I want to. I don't know, but to a certain extent, I understand what they're saying. You know, as a light skinned person, I am perceived less as a threat than a dark skinned person. However, uh, niggas still black. Like, you know, niggas still ain't hiring me. E- Shit, even within the light skinned community, I'm not. I don't got the good hair, the good Corbin blue curly hair. Y'all ever notice that? Go watch TV. All the light skinned niggas got that good, nice uh, curly hair. You know, I got straight out of Africa hair. You know, y'all dark skinned niggas want to talk about that. Y'all dark skinned niggas be having better hair than me. Shit, man, don't fuck with me. But for real, man, they trying to divide and conquer. They seeing too much unity. Now they got to bring these dumbass light skin versus dark skin into it. Y'all ain't that unified. Now we want to get all the dark skins all shit, man. Y'all ain't y'all got privilege because y'all light skin, which is close to white skin, which is seen as better, and y'all think y'all better than man. I'm black. We black. We going through the same things, man. You gotta stay unified in this time where unity is power. People have always talked about how powerful uh, the black vote is, the black voice is, how powerful as a community we can be if we just come together as a community. You know, I think other communities of people are so much more unified and able to use their unity. Uh, Listen, I'm gonna tell a little. I'm gonna get straight to it. The Jews, man. If black people was like the Jews with their unity, like Jews, man, you can't fuck with a Jew, bro. For real. How you think they go from the Holocaust to ruling the world, man? For real. Like for real. I'm gonna tell y'all a little story that my dad told me. I mean, it's an abridged version. It's a really funny story. If you ever get a chance to ask him about it, which I mean, unless you know him, you never will. But he was telling me a story about when he was younger, and uh, they went over to this uh Jewish community. I don't know if they knew at the time it was a Jewish community or if they was just driving around, but they was trying to rob some people. Um, this is years ago, so don't even. It was a different time, but it was him, my cousin, and someone else. And they're driving around and they saw this dude, looked like a mark, looked like they could rob him, you know, some Jewish dude. And he said they got out the car, him and my cousin got out the car, they grabbed the dude. I don't think they had any weapons, or they might have had like a knife or something. Like they wasn't like crazy, like gun to your head, like I'm gonna kill you, you know, nothing like that. Just overpowering him. We're two menacing looking black guys, so we're gonna rob this dude. And he said, dude gave out some type of scream, like he never heard before. The only way he could describe it is as a Jew yell. I don't know if that's a thing. I should Google it actually to see if it's a thing. But all he says is he screams, and they look up, and I guess they're like in a residential neighborhood or some shit. But it's just a bunch of, or they're probably like a, not a project, but like a apartments and shit around. So they look up, and all they see is a bunch of niggas, Jew dudes, Jewish people, with guns just like pointed, like, do something. And they was like, oh shit, they got it like this? Let's dip. So they let the dude go. They ran. Dude in the car sped off, leaving him. So they was like, all right, y'all, we don't kill us. And they dipped out. Um, that's the type of unity that black people need. That's the type of unity anyone needs. But especially black people, because if we wanna fight racial inequality, we've got to come together as a race. You know, um, now is not the time to talk about gangs and black on black crime and all that shit, but that needs to be addressed at some point within our community. Not from all these outside. You know, every time you bring up police brutality, they want to talk about, well, what about black on black crime? Like, what the fuck does that have to do with police doing shit? At the end of the day, if I shoot a nigga, I just shot a nigga. I don't have any moral professional obligation to care about his life. As a police officer, it's your job to care about everyone's life. You are there to serve and protect, you know. So don't bring up all any type of anything else when we're talking about police brutality, because all that shit is irrelevant, has nothing to do with anything. But and also with that story, it's more to the story. It's like a three-part story. It's fucking hilarious. Um, I wish everyone could hear it and the way he told it. And it's one of those stories where you're like, it's cap. He lying. Like none of this shit happened. But he was like, he called my cousin. Then he called my cousin, and he was like, "Yo, tell him that story." Cause you know how sometimes people will be like, "Nah, it's true," and then they'll call someone and they'll like coach them, like, "Yo, the story where we did this, and then we went there, and then we went there, and then the other guy just like, yeah, yeah, yeah." He was like, nah, he was just like, "Hey, tell him that time we tried to rob that old lady." Told the exact same story, like from start to finish, no prompting, nothing. Like, that was crazy. That has nothing to do with anything else I've been talking about. But yeah, I'm gonna go stop this for now. Go shower, go on with my day, and then we'll come back and record some more of this podcast. This is a good time for this little break to do the intro song because I didn't do that before. So let's go. Cuddy's got morals, ayy. And he's got a compass, ayy. But he ain't explorer, nah. It's for his morals, ayy. Cuddy's more compass, ayy. Cuddy's more compass, ayy. This the theme song till we get a better theme song. And I am back. Almost forgot to come back, but I am here. I realize, I got to get a podcast out in less than 12 hours. At the time of recording this, it's what, 10 hours and 57 minutes from now. This podcast has to be live on YouTube, so I said I got to come back. And we've got some ground to cover, some time to make up. I didn't know what I was going to talk about when I came back, but I saw TMZ had posted something about some guy. I'm guessing that's the NASCAR guy, because who else talks about NASCAR? He was saying that NASCAR should ban the Confederate flag at NASCAR events, that they shouldn't Um, they should no longer display it, wave it, whatever the hell they do at NASCAR events. I don't know what they do. I don't go to NASCAR events. I've never been to a NASCAR event. I've watched a few NASCAR races, been really into them, you know. I understand the appeal of NASCAR. I know some people are just like it's just cars driving in circles, but you know, it can get it pretty exciting, you know. But I don't understand the Confederate flag thing. I don't understand why people insist on displaying it, why people insist on waving it, claiming it's about Southern pride, it's about their history. It's not, and the people who do are always the I'm a real American. I love America. I love my country. I love my where I'm from. I got Southern pride. I got American pride. But that does not make sense. The Confederate flag is inherently un-American. Like what it represents, there like it doesn't represent Southern pride. What it represents is racism and people being in chains, people being enslaved. It represents anti America. It represents people who do not want to be in the great union of the United States, the same country that you claim to love so much. The Confederates did not want to be a part of. Um, it's equivalent to if a German was out walking around with a Nazi flag talking about it's my heritage, it's about history, it's about like no, like it's illegal to have any type of Nazi anything in Germany. If you're caught drawing a swastika, you're going to jail. Like, but in America, we have this flag that man, I don't understand it. I saw someone on Facebook, unrelated to all that. They said it was Mike Shanahan. I think that's who it is. He's the coach for the 49ers NFL team. Um, he made a quote or he made a statement where he was like, white people need to start acknowledging racism, blah, 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 whatever he said. And someone in the comments was like, we acknowledged it. That's what we had a civil war for, which, no, what? No, no. Um, the Civil War had nothing to do with racism. And just the idea that that's what it was about is just mind numbing. Um, yes, it technically freed the slaves, but that wasn't a oh black people are equal to us. That wasn't about that. It was about it's that just that just people are dumb to insist that the Civil War had anything to do with racism and human rights. Like, but I'm back to the Confederate flag. Like, yeah, it's you gotta stop it. You've got to stop. It just does not make any sense. Like, okay, Southern. All right, Southern. What are you proud of? Like, what about that are you proud of? Like that's what I don't understand. Like, if I'm from Germany and I'm not a Nazi, I'm not gonna carry around a Nazi flag like, oh, it's my history. I'm proud to be a German, and this is a part of the history, so I don't wanna, you know, I don't wanna get rid of it. Listen, I see a lot of people saying, listen, history is for textbooks and museums. You know, that's, and I agree. All these statues of these Confederate people, like, these are people who were in open rebellion against our nation that you claim to love so much. So why I don't know that for that purpose why you would want them, but it these people wanted to keep other people enslaved in chains working for them. And I just don't I just do not understand the logic in being proud of that if you're not a racist. If you're racist, then fine. And I know there are plenty of people who will say, yeah, I'm racist, white power, whatever. And shit, good. Okay, not good for you. Cause don't be racist. Don't and all that shit. But at least they'll admit to it. All these other people, it's like, and they're pieces of shit, and fuck them, and throw them away. But it's the people who try and claim that they're not racist. They you know what else I hate? Which I know I've said it at some point in my life. That whole I hate everybody the same. Like, shut the fuck up. You sound anyone who says that, you sound stupid. It, 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 shut up, because that's not acknowledging the problem. That's dismissing the problem. It's anyways. I don't want to stick. I don't want to stay on this whole podcast. I don't want. But it's like I don't know what else to talk about. What else is there to talk about right now? Like, talking about anything else seems so weird. Like, I've been on Instagram lately, and I've been looking at what people are posting, and I'm not the activist guy. I'm not super black power guy, but I am looking at people certain ways where it's like, damn, you ain't even put the black screen for the blackout Tuesday. I mean, like, you ain't even put that. You ain't posted nothing. You ain't acknowledged anything that's going on, and it's like, mm, made me look at us certain people like differently. Or and then also it's like, okay, you put the black screen, and then you got right back to posting whatever's shit that you be posting. Like, I don't know. We're in a we're in a also, to everybody complaining about all the riots and all that shit, man. It's necessary, man. It's gotta happen. Anyways, let's move on. Let's see next podcast if all this is still going down, which I hope it is. Oh, another thing I've noticed is I enjoy just like shitting on racists and posting all the stupid racist shit people are saying, posting all the comeback. And I know a lot of people are tired of me and tired of the shit that I'm posting. A lot of the people are ignoring what I'm posting, but I'm gonna keep posting it. I'm gonna keep posting it because you can't stop. Don't stop just because niggas ain't listening. That's the motto of this podcast. But what else is going on? What else is up? The NBA is coming back. Doing a 22 team restart. 22 out of 30 teams. So that's happening. NFL is they're talking about getting shit to get. Oh, oh my God! I haven't got to anything. I didn't even talk about Drew Brees. I didn't talk about. Ah, my goodness! It's just there's nothing else to talk about but all this racism shit. And we're at what, 20 something minutes? We're at almost 25 minutes. Let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna try and find. Actually, I posted it on Facebook so I can find it easily, and I'm gonna post a link in the bio. Fucking, I think it was Martellus Bennett. Fucking went off on the NFL and white coaches and white just or not white. Well, yes, white coaches, white. What the fuck is the name of these people? Quarterbacks and all them. It's crazy. Everyone should read it. It's amazing. I saw some guy from the MLB was fired. I think the pod. Oh no, from the MLS, LA Galaxy guy. Uh, he was fired or let go because his wife posted some wild racist shit about killing the protesters or whatever. And people were like in there talking about, oh man, he shouldn't lose his job because of that. And I'm sitting there thinking like, yo, or like she should take responsibility. He shouldn't face consequence for what she said, bro. You think I'm gonna marry a wild racist bitch if I ain't wild racist myself? I'm not saying people gotta agree with everything their partner says, but it's certain things like if I'm not racist, I'm not gonna be marrying a bitch that is hella racist, you know? So, and he took responsibility. And I know he's mad because it's like some racists are like, yeah, I'm racist, but I'm not gonna come out and tell you tell you to kill the protesters because I'm smart enough to know not to do that. And yeah, you know, if Mary's in the KKK, I have no reason not to believe Bob is too. Yeah, I'm talking to myself. It's just me here. So it's all just my thoughts, and I'm not good at formulating thoughts. um, so I won't. Maybe the next podcast. I don't think I ever finished this thought when I was saying it earlier. I'll probably see if I can get anyone to come on here to talk about Black lives. That's not even what I wanted to say. Just talk about everything that's going on. And yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here just because I don't know what else to say. I feel like I've said everything I can formulate into coherent sentences. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If not, I think this will be officially the shortest podcast. But I mean, that doesn't really matter. So yeah. If I have anything else, I'll come back to it. If I don't, then that's the end of this podcast. I'll catch you next week. We'll have a full podcast, I promise. And yeah. Cuddy's got morals, ayy. And he's got a compass, ayy. But he ain't explorer, nah. It's for his morals, ayy. Cuddy's more compass, ayy. Cuddy's more compass, ayy. This the theme song till we get a better theme song.